So I have a question for you guys. At what point do we as bystanders need to stand up, step in, and say something when a rider is putting their horse in harm's way through, lack of a better word, piss poor riding? We know that when a horse is being abused, especially when it's done very much intentionally, it's definitely our duty to step in. But what if it's just a rider who lacks education and experience and has taken it upon themselves to face something that is much more challenging than what they're actually ready for? Don't get me wrong, every rider starts somewhere and everyone makes mistakes. Even the people who ride and train at the highest of levels make mistakes. But I recently had two people DM me about two different instances where riders were riding, for a lack of a better word again, stupidly and horribly, and their horses were supposed to just deal with it. One of the people that DM'd me said that there's a rider they've been noticing while competing around their area, that this rider has had a shocking amount of faults every time they jump around, whether it's knocking poles or truly crashing through the jump. And every time they watch this rider go around the course, it's like watching a freight train go over speed bumps. And these mistakes could possibly be career-ending for not only the horse, but also the rider. Big yikes. Second person that I was speaking to recently attended a clinic, and many riders were seen drinking beforehand, and the drinking made it to where their riding was, again, for a lack of a better word, stupid and dangerous. 99% of the riders attending this clinic were making mistakes that could get the horse and rider seriously injured. They weren't able to see distances to any jumps, they weren't taking a lot of the instruction seriously from the clinician, and one of the riders even fell off. Now, whether or not all those mistakes had anything to do with the drinking and the alcohol, again, at what point do we have to stand up for ourselves or even others and admit that we should take a step back before someone gets seriously hurt? Also, at what point are we genuinely exploiting these horses if we're asking them to just deal with such horrible riding mistakes and asking them to just continue on as if they're the best rider ever? We wonder why so many people are being priced out of the sport. I'd argue that it's because the expectation of an honest horse nowadays is so unbelievably high that it requires such extensive and ultimately expensive training. I don't know, y'all. I guess this is just your reminder from me to you that as equestrians, I know that it's so exciting to go jump somewhat big jumps and go jump bigger tracks and work towards our goals, and that is all so fantastic. But we owe it to ourselves to be honest with where we're at, so that way we don't actually hurt our horses, and so that way we're actually prepared to go ride that course and that track on that given day. Whether it's a lack of knowledge and experience or a lack of sobriety, if you saw a rider going around a course that's seemingly too challenging for them at that current point in time, how would you approach the situation? Or would you say anything at all?